Hello, in this lecture we're going to be talking about vanishing points. So I have this small cabin that we found in the last lecture, and we can clearly see that it only has one vanishing point. So what are vanishing points? It's just basically the point in which the lines from a perspective seem to meet. And we usually use vanishing points for perspective drawing, for photography composition, and also for camera positioning for our renderings. So they are very important. Now the reason that we need to study them a bit is because when importing them to 3ds Max, we will have to match this vanishing point using some of 3ds Max's tools. So again, in this case, we can only see one vanishing point, and when we get to 3ds Max, this one is going to be the more tricky to match. But don't worry about it, we'll work on it together. So here we have another one. In this case, we also only have one vanishing point. However, it's a little bit to the side. So keep that in mind when we get to 3ds Max. Now, last but not least, it's the 2-point perspective composition. So this one is actually a little bit more easy to get to match it in 3ds Max. And as you can see, we have the first vanishing point here and the second one over here. So they're actually not inside our photo, they're outside. And this is going to be true for most cases. But it really doesn't matter, we will be able to match it anyway. Again, this one is a little bit easier to match than the other two that we just saw. So I would recommend you to start off with a photo like this one to start your interior rendering. So when looking at your reference photo, you have to analyze it a bit and figure out which type of composition you have for that specific reference photo. If you have a 1-point perspective centered, like in our first example, if you have a 1-point perspective but to the side, or if you have a 2-point perspective composition. This is important that you figure out because we're going to be matching each one of these in a different way once we are inside 3ds Max. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. It's been a short one. We had to get this out of the way so that we don't have any surprises in the following lectures. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.